when you get hacked, you can lose everything.
Yeah,
everything
it's scary.
from money to privacy. Today, we're going to learn how not to get hacked, and we're going to learn how not to get hacked from hackers. Because John and Nancy are still talking. So, just getting hacked online is so common now. There are hackers in every country around the world. They're all smarter
They
than
make it their job to hack people. I just don't get it.
they're all smarter than we are about computers. I mean, they really
Yeah.
understand how the systems work, and they use their powers for evil instead of for good.
It's unfortunate.
So we've got to find the best ways to keep ourselves from getting hacked, and the source for finding those ways to not get hacked, unfortunately, is hackers themselves.
Yep.
This article was out not long ago, and it was folks who actually spoke to people who hack online. That's what they do. They're trying to steal your bank accounts, your information, your identity, your social security number, whatever they can get, sell it on the dark web or however they do it, and they're telling you what not to do to keep from getting hacked.
Yeah, they're named the top 5 mistakes. So we'll start with number 1, out-of-date software. So a lot of those updates include security fixes because of the hackers. And you're more vulnerable if you haven't updated your OS in a while. So think about doing that.
And it seems like they're updating things all the time, but you still have to go through the process and get it updated because, the people who are updating your software are the people who are trying to fight the hackers, and they're studying up on it.
Also, but people look at it, you get a notice. Oh, you have to update your software. You're like, is that real or is that not real? My mother-in-law just happened. It was like her computer was like talking to her. You have a virus. You have to update your software.
They'll never do that.
And it said, call this number.
No.
And so she never called the number, right?
No.
She called my husband, Bruce,
Better.
because that's her son. But it's like all that kind of stuff happens all the time, too. Don't call the number.
Just remember, always call Bruce.
Always call Bruce. He'll love
It
that.
works better.
Okay.
Here's another thing. I guess I'm kind of guilty about doing some of this stuff, reusing passwords. So I don't change my passwords as often as I should. I do change them, particularly when sites recommend them or when they force me to. Sorry, your password's no good anymore. You got to make a new one.
Or if you use the same password on everything. That's
No,
very
don't do that. I
dangerous.
don't do that.
Yeah, that's very dangerous.
But here's what the hackers say. They go, look, once someone hacks into a site and gets your password, that password gets sent to the dark web, and then people from around the world will try to get into your account because they know your password.
Yeah,
So you got it when they tell you to change your password, or even on a regular basis, change it. And if you're like me and you're like, who can keep track of all these passwords? There's actually an app out there, or some apps out there, to keep your passwords secure that can be right on your phone. And that's kind of a good thing to do, so it's always updated.
Yeah, and because it's just convenient. You don't forget, because how many times do we forget our passwords? Oversharing on social media is also on the list. So with enough info, like your mom's maiden name, they can even convince your phone company to switch your number to a new phone. That is scary because all that information is out there.
Right. And so what happens
and
a lot...
And then they can access everything.
You'll see things posted that'll say things, just asking you basic questions. Sometimes it's in memes. They do it like a joke, what was the name of the street you lived on when you were a kid? And they mirror a lot of the time the questions, the security questions that companies give you to identify you and your password.
That's
so
true.
Just be careful about what you're engaging in online. Most of it's innocent, but every now and then you can get in trouble doing that stuff. Imagine social media being bad for you.
Also on the list, using unsecured Wi-Fi. So didn't know if you knew this, but it is a lot easier to eavesdrop and steal info when you're browsing the internet at places, at just like establishments, like you're sitting in a coffee shop and you're using their free Wi-Fi.
We lived in a neighborhood one time, and the people either next door to us, I guess it was the people next door to us, their Wi-Fi, it appeared when you'd go to look at it, it would show up as FBI security van.
Trying to scare everybody away, huh?
I always thought that was pretty great. And then, of course, just don't click on suspicious links. If you didn't, it's kind of like anything else. If you didn't go out and ask for it, then you don't need to be messing with it, because links will just show up, spam emails, iffy text messages, phishing attacks can happen. If you didn't order it up, if you didn't ask for it, then just leave it be, delete it, get rid of it, and just don't engage it, because all of that stuff could be people trying to hack into your account.
Totally. Now, here is one of the most effective things you can do to protect your online accounts. And John, We were talking about it. It's just a pain. It is a pain, but it is one of the best things you can do, and it's turning on your multi-factor authenticator. Thank you, authenticator. Yeah.
Yes.
It just adds an additional layer of security. Basically, you're trying to get in, they'll text your phone with a code.
But here's what happens to us. So my daughter has a college account, right?
Yeah.
But I need to have access to the college account too,
Correct.
because just because you're doing that sort of thing. But they won't assign two different, two different people to the same account.
So you're waiting for her to send the code.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so whenever I go to check something online, I have to go, okay, can you please send me it's on your phone? And she sends it to me, but it's still, you have to track somebody else down to get into the thing. And that's a pain, but it's a heck of a lot safer, at least according to these hackers who are trying to hack you right now. So you got to listen to this stuff. And I'm telling you, though, and I've talked to some people who do computers, and I think this is very true. This is an excellent advice. The number one way to not get hacked, switch back to dial-up. Hackers only have so much patience.
Okay. Thanks, John.
Hope these tips helped. We'll give you some more tips for something else at some point in time, because if you keep listening,
we'll keep talking.